Alright, welcome back to another video, and yes, you're all aware of the huge impact that the coronavirus COVID-19 is having on your lifestyles wherever you are in the world tuning in. I myself in Australia, as you will know for some of the regular listeners and watchers, but there's a lot of people that are doing a lot worse than us. It is a very serious matter, but there is a lot of misconceptions as well. So first things first, some general housekeeping. If you're new to this channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I am not a medical doctor, so I'm not going to offer any medical advice or anything out of my scope. However, if you want some reliable resources, some of those highest quality, authentic information in an unbiased way, please go to examine.com. They are assessing the research as they come in. They are a very, very credible business who are non-for-profit and are very high and prestigious with their qualifications within the industry, and they are collating and filtering a lot of the information. That is one of the most valuable places to get it. So I'm not going to talk to you too much about that in terms of the medical side of things, but what I am going to do in this video is I'm going to give you some basic takeaways, some protocols, some best practices that you can do to improve your health and state of affairs through this difficult time that we find ourselves in, and be able to enhance and at least maintain your health. So if you've not already, go to examine.com. I'll pop it on the screen here. If not, it'll be in the link below, or it's on both. Jamie, can we just get that on the screen right now? And what we're gonna do is obviously show you some workouts. Now, there's a lot of people online doing these workouts. I wanna contribute positively. A lot of them you may have already seen, you may have not already seen. I'm gonna show you some of the most basic ones because, as always, the basics are the best. You can make it as complicated as you like, so I'm just gonna give you the absolute bare bone basics, which are gonna help you work out at home if you have absolutely next to nothing. And then you can go from there. And I'm gonna make some more progressive videos in this series because now it's obviously a very prevalent thing. I'm gonna make a banded specialization one, a calisthenics, an outdoor one as well. And I'm gonna make sure that I cover a lot of nutrition for you guys too. Now, I keep banging on about this, but I do have a full academy with professional videos that run over all of these basics, which apply to this situation more than ever. Going to the supermarket, eating whole foods, preparing proper foods with professional chefs, 30-minute quick workouts with professional bodybuilders, and more. All the fundamentals of training and nutrition that you need to enhance your health, regardless of viruses or anything else as well, so you can adapt that. Guys, we are going to do a COVID special for you, and we're gonna be doing that for $10. It's $10 a week for the Netflix of fitness. It's myself, it's some of the best practitioners in the world, all in one place. We've got recipe books, shopping, all the stuff I just mentioned, and even more. You can subscribe and cancel anytime, guys. I'm putting this out there because I wanna give back. This is the whole reason why I did this academy, because I want to help you guys. So if you've not already, click on the link below to my academy. It's $10 a week. I know times are tough, but if you really want to invest in your health, they're all professionally filmed, high-grade videos, which will give you the education, the tips, the tools to be able to increase, enhance, and maintain your health through this difficult time and beyond. So make sure you do that for me. Any questions or queries, feel free to reach out via email or message. Now, thank you for sticking around, thank you for your patience, and please enjoy this video on number one, bare bone basics, home workouts. Okay, so the first thing that we need to have a look at are some of the misconceptions that are around COVID-19 in terms of the training and nutrition realm. Again, I'm not gonna speak about it from such a medical standpoint, but there are some things that are misconceived. I will be doing a more long form podcast on this. If you are not aware, my podcast is Raw Knowledge Podcast. Again, training, nutrition, and lifestyle collectively with some of the most intelligent and elite professionals on this planet in their respected realm. I will be doing a podcast on that with some medical professionals, but also myself, just unpacking some basics just in the meantime to get it off the cart again on the areas that I am qualified to speak about. So the first one is diet fads. There have been some zealots that are trying to promote that the keto diet or certain diets, the carnivore diet, will help you get over or combat the coronavirus. That's absolutely bullshit, so please don't buy into that. There's a lot of things going around talking about heat. Again, bullshit. The virus can survive in the most extreme of heats, and it's a dichotomy of other viruses and other coronaviruses that have been around. Vitamins and minerals, so other companies that sell vitamins and minerals are like, hey, you want to stock up and overstock on vitamins. Again, bullshit. do the basics, guys. Eat whole foods, okay? And I'm gonna go through this in more long-term content on the podcast this week. And if it's already past this week and you're watching now, go back, you'll see that COVID-19 podcast. Again, basic hygiene, guys, okay? This should be practical, washing your hands regularly, you know, making sure that you're lowering your exposure to anyone who could be and is sick, and obviously not going out in public environments where there's heaps and heaps and heaps of people. So for a lot of us here in Australia, that's not too many places unless you live in a big city, and even then, unless you're going to big events, which most of all have been cancelled, you will be absolutely fine. Again, making sure you're washing your clothes regularly, all of these little things, your sheets, these things that your kind of mum should have taught you when you were young, all of those little basic things. Again, same with your kitchen area, same with your toilet, keep it clean, stay on top of it, basics. Again, examine.com for more in-depth information specifically on the medical advice plus with COVID-19. They'll have daily reports on there. They've got fact checks and mythbusters, maps and numbers, explainer videos, checklists and health advice, stress relief charities, and miscellaneous as well. So that is being updated live. Again, examine.com, phenomenal stuff. Now, in terms of workouts, let's get creative, all right? Because there are going to be, you know, you can do a lot with a little, and a lot of the time it's just highlighting what you can actually do. So what you want to do is you want to think outside the box, and you want to use everything that you've got in your home environment to your benefit. Now, body weight's going to go a long way, but if you can use a table, a sofa, a chair, this is really going to help you out in this situation. You want to be training close to failure for the most part, because to cause enough mechanical tension on the body so that you can actually maintain and if even grow muscle mass, you're going to need a certain amount of volume, a certain amount of stress, a certain amount of tension on that muscle. So if you're training with body weight or very lightweight, you want to go close to failure. That will mean very high reps and quite a few sets as well. That will be enough to stimulate muscle to maintain, and even depending on where you're at in your training age, stimulate growth. Now, you're not going to lose loads of muscle. That is not going to happen as long as you've got adequate amount of calories and nutrition and protein coming in, and you're maintaining some level of fitness, and you're using body weight. You're not going to lose muscle mass. This is a bit of a myth, especially for natural lifters, okay? It doesn't actually take that much energy. It's not as hard to maintain muscle as it is to gain physiologically. So again, doing the basics, you'll be absolutely fine in this respect. Nutrition, I'm going to make a specific video on this, going more into depth in terms of recipes, etc. But what I would say is this is probably a time, unfortunately, for those who are dieting for competitions, they're going to be reversing out. A lot of competitions have been cancelled. Obviously, you don't want to be in that very vulnerable, low body fat state. For most of us, we're not in that place. If you're gaining and you can't get access to the gym, it's probably better to taper back, because if you've got an excess amount of calories with not a lot of stimulus, even with body weight, you might be adding a bit too much body fat. I'd probably taper back to maintenance in my personal experience, especially if you're an intermediate to advanced lifter, to maintain muscle mass, work on form, work on some body weight exercises, and also stretching and rehabilitation too, which I'm going to do another special video on, because I think a lot of us who lift weights should stretch more, and a lot of people who stretch and do yoga should lift more weights, and vice versa. So this might be a great opportunity to actually invest in those little things which are going to bring the pieces of the puzzle together, those 1% which all add up to mobility, health, functionality, longevity, etc. This is also a good time to get on top of other things, perhaps home projects. Perhaps you want to get online and grow a business and start, building a business. It might sound ludicrous, but this is the time to perhaps get your templates, get your information, make a plan, the business plan, etc. Read books that you've not read, get in touch with friends and family that you've neglected. All these little things, without being unrealistic, there's always a positive, there's always a silver lining, and we can't control what we can't control, so we've got to make the best of what we can within the realms of that. Now, with all that said, so what I'm going to run through now is some basic body weight routines that you can do at home. I'm going to make it a full body routine. We're going to do legs, we're going to do push, we're going to do pull, we're going to do single joint variations, do a little bit of core as well. And cardio, well, that's really easy. If you've got something at home like a cardio piece of equipment, fantastic. If not, and you can, go out for a walk. If not, it might sound silly, walk around your house, get up, move around. You might do some functional cardio like burpees, you might do kettlebells, etc. And you might use cans instead of kettlebell swings, etc. You might do a one-hand clean and jerk overhead. It sounds silly, but even just moving your body in a basic way goes a long way. Anyway, onto the meat and potatoes. So the first thing we can do is warm up. Now obviously we're not using a lot of body weight, so we don't have to do a massive warm up, but I always like to do one anyway. So as you'll see here, dynamic stretches are probably the best and most easiest way to do that. So dynamic stretches, okay, you've got nice and easy leg swings to the side, in front of the body. There's no magic pace. Don't try and go too fast, don't go too slow, just at a cadence that you would lift at, okay? And again, go for a range of motion which is comfortable to you. Now static stretches are great, but again, I'm gonna leave that for another video. I wouldn't be doing too many static stretches before you work out, or especially if you're normally going to the gym, just because you can overstretch the muscle. However, there is some research that inter-set stretching can actually benefit you. Again, if you've not seen, that's in my News Bite latest video. Check that one out. Shameless plug there. Okay, so first things first, we've got the humble squat. Now we've got many ways to do this. Now this is a really good way for you to actually start learning to squat properly. So if you've not been able to squat before, it's a great opportunity to get it right. So squat width, this is the width of your feet, and also the toe in, toe out angle are gonna be the biggest factors which are gonna contribute to an actual squat. That and keeping a neutral spine. Again, I'm gonna keep it simple on this video, but you've got the body weight squats. Now, get these right. Do 50 to 100, you're gonna feel it no matter who you are, no matter how big or small you are. Especially if you're turning on those muscles and squatting correctly, getting those hips between the knees and making sure the center of gravity is over the heels. Nice neutral spine, chest up, chin down, control on the way down, power on the way up. Now, if you wanna add some weight, we can turn this into a goblet squat. We can add some weight on the front of our body and make it a little bit more challenging. And again, get creative at home. As long as it's safe, get creative, put something there, put it on the front of your body. Hell, you might even be able to fashion some sort of barbell. Once again, guys, be safe, get creative, and there you are. You've got one of the biggest, best movements in the gym, and you've got it at home. That's the body weight squat. From there, guys, we've got hip thrusts. Or glute bridges, okay? What we can do here is we can do them double leg, or if we've not got any weight around, we can do them single leg. Once again, if you find any household items that are appropriate, this is where you could load that. Again, be safe, but body weight will do. In terms of sets and reps, guys, I'd probably be going anywhere from 3 to 5 sets and all the way to 20 plus reps, whatever it is for your strength level, which is close to failure. So probably 2 to 3, maybe 5 maximum reps close to failure, and that way you're gonna be ensuring you're applying enough mechanical tension and stimulus through the body where it's not too easy, but you're not completely wrecking yourself, and you're actually gonna get that stimulus into the muscle and cause that adaptation, and at least be able to maintain the muscle mass that you have. The next one, really, really basic. Again, guys, I'm keeping this super beginner, is lunges. Now you can do stationary lunges, you can do step back lunges, you can use the wall to assist you depending on your ability and your skill set, okay? If you're someone who's a little bit older and you're struggling with balance, you might wanna hold the wall. If you're someone who's younger, once again, you might wanna hold 2 bags, you might wanna fill them with household items and you can use those as weight, or you might just do more reps and do body weight and alternating lunges as well. You could even do a Bulgarian split squat lunge too, if you've got the right height couch somewhere around. Of course, calf raises. Everyone loves calf raises, but we don't do them enough. So guys, find a step. I'm sure you've got one in your house. If not, you can fashion one. You could do these seated, you could do these standing like I'm doing here. Again, super simple. If you want to hold on to something and make it a bit harder, you certainly can. Simple, simple stuff. Okay, onto the push segment. All right, guys, push-ups. One of the best things that you can do. And there's so many alternates. You can do wide grip, you can do close grip and get more triceps, etc. You can do them incline, you can do the decline. There are many, many ways to fashion this. Again, if it's a little bit hard, you can use your knees. Lots and lots of ways to actually make this one bespoke to your ability and your level. Once again, going close to a failure, anywhere from 3 to 5 sets. Go for it. Lateral raises. You generally now should have some household items around, like cans. It might be even something like a food container, whatever it might be. Toilet roll even might not be heavy enough. Lateral raises, guys, super, super simple. Even if you do these in a door frame and you just do a static hold, that will be enough. But again, think about what you've got around the house, be safe, nice and easy one that we do in the gym. Now we've also got dips. Use a chair, use a sturdy couch. Again, be careful, really, really simple exercise. You can make this easier or harder depending on the foot position and the midsection of the body too. Again, always using the core, really simple stuff. You're gonna be able to hit your chest and your triceps and a little bit of shoulders with this one. The overhead press, one of the best movements you can do in the gym, a vertical press movement. Again, using a household item. I keep saying this, but be safe. Pick something. It might be some cans, it might be some small bags, it might be a broom, whatever it might be, okay? You might fashion something. Keep it safe. Really, really easy. Not gonna take long to fatigue on this one. One of the best movements you can do. We've got tricep kickbacks or overhead extensions. This is a nice little simple isolation one just to finish those triceps off if you still want more after your dips. On to the pull. Now, the pull is a little bit more difficult depending on what you've got and your ability here. You can do what we call like a rack chin pull, which is like an inverted press up, if you like. So you can do this on a table, as you can see here. Just make sure you're very careful. Or if you've not got that, again, feel free to use equipment like bands. You put it around something secure. Okay, you can do all sorts of lat pull downs and rows with that one, but again, it depends on your equipment. If you've not got that, you can use a basic towel and you can do some towel rows here. Really, really simple. It's just enough to actually stimulate that muscle. You will be able to get that feel. Make sure you got a nice arch in the back, use the core, and keep everything nice and tight, nice and crisp, nice and clean. We all love bicep curls. Of course they're in there. Once again, we've all done bicep curls with shopping bags. Don't pretend you haven't. You've been waiting in line at the supermarket and you've been curling that shopping. Yeah, you have. All right, this is your opportunity to do it. You might even fill up a washing basket and do that. Again, fashion something, be safe, go for it. Super simple movement, super easy. Shrugs, if you've got something heavy enough, go for it. Even if you do them with lightweight and you do enough reps, you're gonna feel these. Super simple exercise. Make sure you be careful, guys. Just straight up and down, no rolling of the shoulders, contrary to popular belief. This one will get those traps pumping. And of course, the core. Now, I don't usually program on all the specific ab exercises. Now, the core is something that you should be using anyway. The core is a muscle generally referred to as TVA, which is the transverse abdominis, which is like your own inbuilt-in weight belt that runs around the circumference of your abdomen. There's a couple of exercises you can do to turn that one on, but if you're doing all these big movements, you should be doing that anyway. And this is something that I teach my clients, because creating a stable and a strong core allows you to keep a neutral spine, a safe spine, your glutes and your core together create a very strong movement throughout the big compound movements, which we usually do in the gym. However, because we're not in the gym, we might need to stimulate that a little bit more, and it's an opportunity to work on the abdominals anyway. So we've got planks, okay, or bridges. We've got normal bridges, which you've seen. We've got side bridges, we've got reverse bridges, okay, we've got crunches, we've got leg raises. There are so many things you can do ab-wise, okay, depending on what you've got at home, but you can always do the basics. And guys, I'm gonna leave it there because that is enough for you to go at this moment in time. Again, work close to failure. You want to do this perhaps every few days. You could do this every day as well, to be quite honest. If you're a bit more advanced, you can even split these up into leg push and pull workouts. And once again, I'm going to be showing you more of these videos as these weeks continue. Outdoor, calisthenics, banded, all these different specifics that you can do in your home environment depending on what you've got. But I thought I'd start with the basic, guys, give you some caveats, give you some basic overviews, and then you guys can go from there. Now, once again, thank you for watching the video. If you like it, remember, like, comment what you want to see more of. Comment if you didn't understand anything. Comment if you've got an exercise which you think is brilliant and no one's been doing it, and I'll add it to my list. And of course, subscribe for more weekly videos. And before we go, remember to check out all the links that I aforementioned earlier, the Academy, the podcasts, okay, the Instagram, and the multiple YouTube videos, which we will be dispersing throughout the week. So with that said, guys, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow.